and this is going to be very controversial to say, marriage also is sex work, because a lot of women, what they're doing is women engage in marriage from a place where, okay, he's gonna take care of you financially, and there's a home for you both to live in. What you are doing is you're fulfilling a role. So you're going to either be some sort of like homemaker, homekeeper, you're raising and rearing the kids. You are partnering with him and sleeping with him in the hopes that the trade off will be that you get validation, love, and upkeep. And the man understands and believes that if he continues to fulfill that role for you, then the arrangement works, because marriage is an arrangement. Now, why I say it's prostitution is because whilst it's not necessarily on the surface, you're fucking for a transactional exchange, there's something that you're fucking for.
Wow, that's a lot to unpack right there, man. I think the first instinct that comes to mind is the delusional, absolutely delusional. Second thing that comes to mind is lost. You know what I'm saying? And not educated about marriage. So even before I play it back, right? So it was a lot to take in. But the first thing I picked up was she was saying that marriage is transactional. Okay. And the second thing that she um, put in there was that it's related to sex work. And the way that she articulated her point was being that it's transactional, it's a like an exchange of like goods and services, right? So my question is, and I'm gonna get ready to play it back, but I want to touch on this real quick. So was it sex work during slavery when black folks was married? Was it sex work during like Jim Crow era? You know what I mean? How did we get to this point where all of a sudden you see it as transactional, but that ain't what history taught us, right? And another thing she said was arrangements. Now, have there been arranged marriages throughout history? Sure, like definitely in different cultures around the world. But here in America, I would think that the man acts the woman majority of the time. So I don't see that as an arrangement. Like somebody put together their marriage for them. You know what I mean? That was a hey, I'm asking you for your hand in marriage, and either you accept or you don't. So how did we get to the point where? Listen, let's play it back one more time because I want to make sure that I get all of the nuance. But this is crazy. So let's play it back one more time.
And this is going to be very controversial to say, marriage also is sex work, because a lot of women, what they're doing is women engage in marriage from a place where, okay, he's gonna take care of you financially, and there's a home for you both to live in. What you are doing is you're fulfilling a role. So you're going to either be some sort of like homemaker, homekeeper, you're raising and rearing the kids. You are partnering with him and sleeping with him in the hopes that the trade off will be that you get validation, love, and upkeep.
Wow. So how did how did you get how did you get there? That I would love to understand your mindset. Like how did you get there to say that it's sex work though? You know what I mean? Again, like so everybody who's married, that's what it is. That be and again, listen, hold on. This is the other thing. Most women aren't homemakers. Most women are out there working in their careers, working out there in different jobs and different fields around their society, around the culture. So they're not home, and this isn't an old traditional marriage back in the '60s where you only needed one income for the household. She would stay home, raise the kids, and that. That's that's the trade off, and that's been what it's been since day one. The man goes and hunts, right? The woman raises a child. And it's not that a woman can't go hunt, it just don't make sense. She's not physically fit to go and hunt animals like a man would, right? And if you bring it forward, it's a natural thing where that's the way we design. Like I can't nurture the same as a woman would a child and give them the same love and affection at that level as a woman who birthed them. You know what I'm saying? This is crazy. How you know? So um I just don't understand like the nuance of And maybe she's talking about some new age stuff that I'm not aware of, but I don't think we too far off from still where we are even just a few years ago with how many, I was even 20 years. I don't think it's changed that much. I think for the last even 20 years, both parties have been working, men and women. So even when she looks fairly young, I would say she in her 20s. So I don't see it being that far off to say that somehow we've got so extreme where now the mind state is it's sex work. It's a trade off for the man. Like, and he just providing financially. That's not what's going on, girl, around the world. Are there situations? I'm never gonna say it's never like that, right? But for the majority, nah, we both parties are going to work, the man and the woman. Both parties are raising the kids. Both are bringing something financially, and so I really don't understand her mind state. But we're gonna let her finish up so we can get through it.
And the man understands and believes that if he continues to fulfill that role for you, then the arrangement works because marriage is an arrangement. Now, why I say it's prostitution is because whilst it's not necessarily on the surface, you're fucking for a transactional exchange, there's something that you're fucking for.
Love to build a family, to have, or for the man to provide and protect the woman's security and protection, and to be provided for. You know what I'm saying? This crazy, and I'm literally like anytime I hear from a content creator, right? I really try to understand their point. I try to be open minded, right? I attempt to be open minded, but I don't know. I'm really thinking. I'm really pondering. Like, okay, how is she saying? Let me put myself in her shoes, but I don't see it. I don't see it. I guess like if you really looking at it black and, but even that don't make sense. I was gonna say maybe if you're looking at it strictly black and white, strictly transactional like business, like, but majority of the time that's not what it is. From I've never seen a situation like that. That might not in marriage, not when it comes to marriage. You know what I mean? When it's that black and white, where it's like I'm just giving you money, you lay down with me, and that's what it is. I'm gonna have your kid, and again, I haven't personally seen it. I'm not gonna say there's not situations, but majority, like for her, even looking at her, right? Like, woo, this is interesting, man. It's crazy. This is some of the thought processes out there, and we wonder, man, we wonder why a lot of you guys aren't getting married. Because this is sometimes the thought process. I think she's delusional, me personally. I think she hasn't done any research on what marriage really means. Just throughout history, and we can go way back beyond the United States. We can start at the United States and even in the black communities. She's black, obviously, um, but yeah, I don't really understand this thought process. But she's young, and I'm sure she's not the only one who thinks like this. I would think she's in on the extreme side of thinking like this. But for me, for what I've seen just around the internet, just the talking points, the comments, because the comments is like the people who not speaking on stage, right? The comments is everybody who's like agreeing or disagreeing, right? A lot of the comments from what I've seen a lot of talking points is women really want to have a partner, right? Women want to be married, um, but it's just different now, right? It's not as traditional because again, back in the day, a woman had to rely on a man financially to some degree. Now they don't. And so now the roles aren't as black and white on how you're going to approach marriage. So that's just the only dynamic. And I personally think a lot of men haven't caught up with that. And that doesn't say that, the women have to like take the lead in the relationship. I just think, man, we need to rise up a little bit more and kind of meet them where they are. And because we're still leaders. I just think we've taken a backseat to a lot of stuff, man. I think we've become weak, and that's not all men, right? But I think a lot of us have. I think we just taken a backseat. I don't know what the play is on that. Maybe some man just like we're gonna let them crash out or something. I don't know, but I just think, man, a strong man rise up to the occasion, right? I think that we just need more stronger men in the communities to really, grab the hem. So, but as long as we got this thought process, man, this is crazy. Um, but again, it's her thoughts, you know, in her head, right or wrong. I don't agree with it. I'm gonna just leave it at that. And yeah, that's just what it is. Tell me what y'all think down in the comments, man. Do y'all agree with her that marriage is basically transactional and sex work? Women just want validation from it. Men just want to get financially and just get sex. And let her tell it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments. But that's the video for the night. Subscribe to the Husband Code if it's your first time. If you've been watching for a while, subscribe as well. Hit the like button. We're gonna push it out to the internet, and also hit the notification bell. We're gonna keep dropping videos like this every day. And until next time, I appreciate y'all. Have a good night. Peace.